Oh, we're on. Oh, here we go. Hey, everybody. It's Jim. It's Tuesday, the 23rd. One of these days, I'm going to get my act together and know that before we even get started. I'm glad you all could join us. It's sunny here in St. Louis. The snow has melted. My wife just got back from a tough interview in Virginia. She brought my son Yusuf with her because he was admitted into the University of Virginia, and he's considering going there. It was snowy and rainy, so that part wasn't much fun, but they did make it through, and they just landed, and they're home, so I'm glad for that. So looks like we already have some people in the waiting room. I'm going to go ahead and let in Miguel. Looks like he's our first visitor. Hi, Miguel. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Jim. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I just had a question about marriage-based green card. So the reason why the case is a little special is because it's a same-sex marriage, and we just wanted to make sure that we have a solid case. So a little bit about myself. I came into the country when I was 17 years old. My dad was an F1 student doing a PhD here at the University of New Mexico, and he brought me with him as a two dependent.
Hey, Miguel, I think are you covering the bottom of your phone? Because the mic keeps going in and out. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, can you hear me now? Maybe it's the mask.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Okay, so I don't know the last part that I told you. So yeah, I entered the United States as an F2 dependent from my dad's F1 visa. He was doing a PhD here at the University of New Mexico. So when I was an F2 student, I finished my last year of high school here in Albuquerque, and then when I graduated, I moved into an F1 visa to start college, and I actually just graduated last semester. And coincidentally, last semester was also the semester where when I got married. So now I have applied for OPT. USCIS has already received my application. I'm like me and my husband, we're not in no hurry to apply for my green card right now because my OPT should be good for a year. But we just wanted to make sure that we are building a solid case, just because of our particular case, because of the nature of it. So yeah, mainly one of the main factors is the fact that in the past both of us have had straight relationships, and I mean my dad is a living example of how you can come out very late into your life. I mean, yeah, he came out as homosexual when I was 12. That was after having me and my brother. So I don't know, like USCIS think that our marriage is not legitimate based on our past relationships or something like that? Like, that's my first question, first and foremost.
Miguel, I get the sense that you're sort of anxious and worried about this case being approved, huh?
Yeah, it's complicated because, well, my husband's family, he doesn't really accept it. My family knows, all my fraternity brothers know. Two of them were actually witnesses at my wedding. But it's always been complicated just because my husband, he's running for the student body at the university. He's a little concerned, about us making our relationship too public, like on social media, because we're trying to sway the international students' votes. Because I'm an international student, so in my experience, I've noticed that a lot of international students, at least here at the University of New Mexico, are maybe not very accepting of the LGBTQ community, and we just have the concern that the fact that we don't really publicize our a marriage on social media, maybe that will hurt us. I mean, all my family knows, all my fraternity brothers know, we hang out together. But yeah, I don't know, it just makes me really nervous because I mean, this is really new for us. I mean, we knew each other of each other back in high school. I knew of him; he was very popular, and then we established a friendship back when I was in junior year of college, and he had he was still in high school. We worked together at a nonprofit, and then on my last year of college, That's when we worked together in the same office at the university. And the next semester to that is when we moved in together. Um, and then, yeah, that's pretty much the timeline of it. So, yeah, I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. So, first of all, I believe we've reached that point in immigration where, for the most part, they treat same-sex couples the same as heterosexual couples. I think that maybe individual officers here and there might have a little bit of bias or prejudice and treat people a little bit differently, but I haven't really seen that. And I've probably been to 40 same-sex marriage interviews. So I don't think overall your case is going to be treated much differently than anybody else's. And even in heterosexual cases, they don't go back and ask about prior boyfriends or girlfriends. So I don't think the fact that you've lived part of your life straight is going to come up. And I don't think that's going to be a problem. I mean, we've had people sort of in your dad's boat who were adults and been married and then married to someone of the opposite sex and then sponsored someone for an immigration benefit. And those have gone through just fine. I don't see them spending much time on people's old sexual history. I think, frankly, they just don't even want to touch it. They just don't even want to get to it. I mean, we've even had people in our office who have applied for asylum saying, if you're gay in my home country, bad things happen to you. We've had people do that and then marry someone of the opposite sex and apply for a green card. So I think you're going to be fine there. So the one thing I did want to say that you didn't ask was that, you said, well, I have OPT for the next year and I'm in pretty good shape, so we're not in a real hurry to apply for my green card. Things are going so slow right now, and I have so many people who wait too long to apply for the marriage-based green card and therefore the marriage-based employment card that they end up having their OPT work card expire before they get to the work card off the marriage. So I would encourage you, since you're already legally married, to apply sooner rather than later.
Okay. My only concern was the public charge policy because my husband, currently he's unemployed, receiving stimulus checks. I don't touch those benefits at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, pretty much right now is me, like, who's making like ends meet for the household, not really him.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
When does your OPT expire?
February 8th of 2022.
So I think that's a good point. That the I-944 is a good point. The public charge stuff, only because it might go away. So I would say, if I were you, I wouldn't apply any later than July or August, because otherwise you might not be able to keep working when your OPT work card expires in February.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything else that I have questions about regarding that. It was mainly just, our history, like our relationship history, like the timeline, pretty much. Also the fact that our housing situation. So we moved in together to this house, and due to strange circumstances, including my landlord being homophobic and the house just falling apart. Before we even got married, I actually decided that I had to leave that house, and he also had to leave that house. So we were looking for a new house. I got the opportunity to moving into my fraternity house for only $180 a month. So I did that, and then we signed a lease for my husband, and so we technically both live there. But I spend most of my nights over here because of the strange circumstances. Just because he's not part of my fraternity, so he wouldn't be able to come live where I live. So right now we're not living together, and that concerns me. I mean, it was just a strange situations governing our lives. And at some point, on July, we're planning on moving in together to a new house that we're hopefully gonna own together with a mortgage. It's a planning process. I mean, he's also trying to join the army and et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know how to go about that.
So that's another good reason to wait to file, because it'll be nicer if you can file when you're both living at the same address.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, only our lease is, or both our names are on the lease, but to be completely honest, I spent some time there, obviously, but most of my nights I spend here.
As long as when you go to your interview, like 7 or 8 months after you apply and you're living together, you should be fine. But it'd be nice to have that one address for both of you at the time that you file.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's very helpful. I think that's pretty much all I needed to know.
All right, buddy. Good luck, Miguel.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Mr. Jim.
All right. You got it, my man. See you later. All right, let's go to Mon.
Hello, how Mr. Jim?
Hi, Mon. How are you doing?
Good, perfect. How are you? Good?
I'm great. Thank
How's
you.
the smile? Everything is fine, inshallah.
Yeah, thank you. Everybody's good. Thank you. How are you doing?
Good. Okay, I don't want to take much time because many people waiting. Okay, I'll go into it. I was married like 2.5 years before, and we was approved by the MVC. We got our document approved, and we got a message says my documents was documentally approved, qualified, sorry, and my wife as well. But in the same time, that was in June 2020, it says my wife does not meet the minimum required income to support me to immigrant. And the officer at the consulate and at the embassy will decide at the time of the interview. So my question is, should I now I can just find somebody to support me as a like affidavit support, but for now at that time I didn't have anybody. So do you advise me to have anybody in this point of time and add it as affidavit support and make I-485 with him or not? And to give you a little bit more information, the case was structured like following. I was added. My wife added me as a household member. Then I was give the document that says that I can support this household with this amount of money in the year, and she is taking money from me because she is still a student. Did I explain myself clearly?
Yeah. I would do everything I can to be ready with. You said the I-485, but I think you meant the I-864. You want to have the affidavit. Yeah, you want to have the affidavit support ready with all the proof that person is employed, 3 years of their taxes, 3 years of their W-2s. You want to have all that stuff when you go to the embassy interview. Otherwise, they're going to send you home without your visa.
Oh, so I can just get it with me as a paper. I no need to upload it.
Well, if you can upload it and if it's open for you to upload it. But otherwise, you're going to want to bring that to your interview for sure.
If I upload it, does that affect my appointment time? Because I think we are almost there.
No,
nothing will affect the time.
No.
Okay. One last question. If I was documentally qualified last June 2020, and there is the backlog in the embassies, do you advise? I tried to expedite twice, but they refused me. But so my question: do you advise to get expedite one more time, or just have you, for example, just to handle those guys? I don't know. We are just under pressure, and my wife has a medical situation, and we explained that to them, but they didn't respond.
What embassy?
Ankara.
So I think motions to expedite are a waste of time 99% of the time. I did a video on this about 2 weeks ago. Most requests to expedite are denied, and even when they're granted, they don't really do anything faster. So the only way to make them move faster is to sue them. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time.
Is that normal to sue them? You advise me to sue them?
What was the date that your spouse filed the I-130?
I-130, it was 20 December 2018.
Yeah, brother, you've waited 2 years and 2 months. You should sue them. Yep. They're taking way too long.
Mm-hmm. So how much do you charge for this case, for example? Can you give me an idea?
Yep. The filing fee is $402.
Uh-huh.
My legal fee is $3,600, so it's $4,002.
Uh-huh. Understood. Okay, we will think about it. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. You have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too. All right, that was Mon, calling from Oman. And there's Orkan. You're muted, my friend. There he is. Oh, I can't hear you. I'm going to come back to you. Try to get your audio working. We can't hear you here on our end. All right, let's go to who's up next. Who do I see on camera? Dell. Looks like Dell's there.
Hey, Dale, can you hear me?
Hi, Dell. I can. How you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I have my interview for N400 in 3 weeks. I got my green card through employment in 2014.
Yep.
But 2 years after that, I left for like a short-term contract for 3 months that kept on getting extended like on a 3-month basis, rolling window. But I made sure like I was paying my taxes and come back here every 6 months. So that was total 2 years. 2018, I came back to the US, and since then I'm here. So I just want to know if there's any supporting documents I need to bring to prove that I didn't break my residency requirements.
Well, what do you have? Did you maintain your lease? Did you maintain your bank accounts? Did you pay your taxes? Did you come back and visit?
Yeah, so I came back every 6 months. I maintained all my accounts, both brokerages and savings. My credit cards also were maintained. I paid my taxes.
Were any of your trips more than 6 months?
No, I was coming like for a week just to make sure that I don't break the 6 months window.
And on the day that you filed for citizenship, did you have more than 2.5 years in the United States?
Yes, separate. Yeah, 30 months total. Yep.
Is it close or is it?
I would say total is like 53% in.
Well, it's your burden, so you're going to have to prove the dates up. Like I've literally been in interviews where they're counting the days and doing the math to see.
Okay, so you say like as long as it's over like 30 months total, then it should be fine, right?
Yeah, 30 months. Yeah, 30 months. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But so just to be clear, so pretty much for your 5 years, the first 2 years or so, you were outside the United States after you got your green card.
So 2 years after green card is in.
Right.
The following.
You got your green card when? What year?
2014.
What month?
November.
November 2014, you get your green card. Then when do you start these trips for 6 months, less than 6 months out?
September 2016.
September 2016. So like from September 2016 till September 2018, you're basically gone for 5.5 months, come back for 2 weeks, 5.5 months, 2 weeks like that.
Yep. Yeah, just a week to 10 days. Yep. Come back.
Okay. And then when did that stop?
September 2018.
September 2018. And then when did you apply for citizenship?
December 2020.
Okay. Okay, so we can argue that you didn't have any trips of more than 6 months. You have 30 months and 1 day in the United States. You have the 120 days in the United States before you file. So I think you're okay. You shouldn't have to prove much other than the dates of your travel. But yeah, having evidence like you maintained your bank account, you paid your taxes, all that stuff, that you had the intent to remain. I don't think you have I haven't looked at the rule in a while, but I don't think you have the problem of having to prove that you broke your residency.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Because you came back. I mean, don't hold me to it, but I'm pretty sure that I'm right.
Cool. Well, thanks for your advice.
Office?
Nashville.
Yeah. They're nice over there. You'll be fine.
Awesome.
All right, good luck, Dell. See you, buddy.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, bye, man. All right, let's go back to Orhan, see if he's got his audio working. Orhan, you there? Oh, he's sort of locked up. We'll have to come back. All right, let's go to Gordon. Hi, Gordon.
Hey, Jim. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Nice to see you and speak to you. So let's get on a story. Just some little history. I came to US 4 years ago on R1 visa, and they applied for I-360 1 year ago. So nothing much is happening with that, and I will run out of status in about 3 months. and I decided that I will do a consular processing, so go back to my country, Croatia. But I developed a doubt a little bit, like maybe it would be better to stay. I don't know. What's your thoughts about it?
You mean they have not renewed your R1, and so you're thinking about doing consular, going home to visit for a while, and then just waiting for the green card?
I mean, I'm waiting here for I-360 to be approved so I could adjust the status, but because I'm running out of status in June, I'm thinking better to do a consular processing. I came here as a monk. In the meantime, I got married. So I was also thinking to move to another church, same organization, but they require like basically if your I-360 is not approved, that you start the process all over again. Is that correct? Like with R1?
So is the person that you married a U.S. citizen?
No.
What, did they have any immigration status?
No, we are just from the same background, you know, same church. I'm priest and she's also a priest. So we were thinking because, you know, I'm not a monk anymore. I need some funds. So within our organization, there's some churches, they offer, some compensation for your work. Here, they don't have a need for that. So I was thinking, to move to another church, and I already spoke with the, temple president there and so on. But then I spoke to their lawyers, and they said that if you want to move now, then you will have to start your process all over again, like getting R1. And I was already like 6 months in I-360,
Yeah.
So I'm just interested, is that correct?
How long have you been in the United States on an R1?
For 4 years and 1 month.
Yeah, so I'm reading from the adjudicator's field manual that any alien who has spent 5 years in the United States on R1 non-immigrant status may not be readmitted to or receive an extension of stay in the United States under the R non-immigrant classification unless the alien has resided abroad and has been physically present outside the United States for the one immediate prior year.
Yeah. This would be like a transfer to another church, and then they will continue my green card, if you get me.
But I don't think you can stay on R1 past the 5 years. How are you going to get around that?
That was in the case if I get approved,
Yeah, well, that's a big if.
Yeah. So you think it's better to go back to my own country and continue from there?
If that's what you want to stay with that church, I think so. But here's the thing, my friend. I can answer general questions on this show like this, but for something like yours, I'd want to see all the documents. I'd want to get it all. I don't know because we're getting pretty close to important deadlines and things for you that I'd want to be careful. I wouldn't want to just tell you over the show.
Yeah.
But it sounds a little bit tricky, and I've known more than one person who was on an R1 trying to adjust, get into trouble because they let the R1 expire before they had their EAD. So that can be a real problem.
But we applied on time, you see. It's because they increased these processing times.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's not problem on us. So I applied 1.5 years before my, status expiry. So usually it would take 6 months. So we were counting on that, and then because of all this thing with the COVID and Trump administration, now it's from 6 to 8 months to 15 and to 19 and a half. So it's kind of not fair, if you get me.
It's 100% not fair, but we still have to make sure we don't blow your status.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, so shoot me an email if you need something, okay, Gordon?
Oh yeah, just let me know if I contact your law firm.
Yeah.
And after how long I can get a chance to speak with somebody about.
Yeah, that's fine. Just email Daniel. Just send an email info@Hacking Law Practice. I'll put it in the comments.
Oh, okay, cool.
And you just shoot us an email and they'll follow up with you.
Okay.
All right, cool. Thanks, Gordon. Good luck, my friend.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye, buddy.
Bye.
All right, let's go to Orhan one last time. He's looking serious. I think he's got his audio. Orhan, you got your audio fixed? Mm-hmm. Sorry, bud. Maybe call me with something else. Call me on your computer or something. All right, see you, bud. All right, looks like Miriam's back now. Old Miriam, we answered a bunch of her questions on the show last 2 times ago, so I'll be interested to see what she wants to know this time.
Yes. So last time I discussed with you that I'm planning to apply for my partner as a green card holder. So today, like, I have some questions regarding that process, about the forms that I have to submit. Like, I have checked that I have to submit I-130, I-130A, and I-485.
Mhm.
In addition to that, I have to submit I-864 and I-944.
Mm-hmm.
So do I have to submit all these documents?
Yeah, and you also want to submit an I-131, which is the travel document in case something happens and they need to leave the United States,
Yeah,
and the I-765, which is the work card.
765. What about like the sponsorship? Like we will have like 2 sponsors, two co-sponsors, his brother and me. So
Well, yeah. So I-64 for you, and then does the brother live with you, or does the brother live by himself?
by himself, another state in Texas.
Is he married?
Yeah.
So you need an I-864 for him and an I-864A for his spouse.
Mm-hmm. For him and spouse. Okay, and another question is that, like, for the supporting documentation, is the marriage certificate enough as a support? Do they require photos for marriage or something?
So I think you were on here last time when I shared the list. No, that's not enough. That's like the bare minimum. You need a whole lot of other stuff. So number one, you need all the identity documents. So you need to photocopy birth certificate, marriage license, passport, all that stuff. But then more importantly, you need evidence that the marriage is real. So we have a sheet called evidence of marriage that if people email us at info@hackinglawpractice.com, we'll send it to you. But you need to submit a whole lot of evidence because you need to convince them that it's a real marriage.
Okay, so do you think like the photos is like one of the requirements?
It's like the weakest evidence. It's okay, but you need a lot more than photos.
Okay, and last question is that, like, whenever I submit all these documents, do you recommend me like sending all the money as a one check for like the fees?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You want to send it in a way that you can tell, like money orders suck. I hate money orders, and I don't like cashier's check. I like actual checks from a bank account, and here's why. Because they're so slow right now on giving receipt notices.
Mm.
It's nice to know that they deposited the check. That way you have proof that they took it. And sometimes they'll even put the case number on the back of the check, and then you can look it up if you're waiting a long time to get the receipts.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jim. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Right. Miriam, one other question, just real quick. What is your partner's immigration status now?
His immigration, he doesn't have like any visa or something. Like, I'm applying for him.
He's here in the United States?
He's overseas in Lebanon.
Oh, Habibi, no. So you're not going to send in all those forms. No, that's only if they're here. You're not going to send in all those forms if they're in Lebanon.
So what forms do I have to
So number one, you should hire a lawyer to help you with this. But number two, you need an I-130 and an I-130A. That's it for right now. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
So why do I have to hire a lawyer?
Because, no offense, you didn't even know what forms to send in. You don't know how to do this. I'm serious.
Thank you for the compliment, by the way.
Yeah. All right. Good luck, Miriam.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Bye. So for those of you who are watching, that's instructive. I mean, I knew Miriam was on here before, and I knew she was just trying to get some information. I let her back on the show. Usually I don't let people back in a second time, but I think that, you know, people ask me all the time, why do I need a lawyer? I can do this myself. And I suppose you can. And obviously I'm trying to help as many people as I can, which is why I don't mind getting on calls with people. But it seems to me that if you're having a hard time identifying which forms to file, then you might not be the best person to be putting these applications together, because you just don't know what you don't know. I hope that makes sense. Let's kick it over to Mohammed in his cool pink shirt. What's up, Mohammed?
Hello, Jim. How are you?
Great, buddy. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm a big fan of your show, and thank you for the valuable information. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, my question is, my dad filed I-130 for me on June 2010. And since I'm married and over 21, it's classified as F3, all countries. I'm from Sudan. And my question is, like, what's your prediction and expectation regarding the priority date turning current? Since my daughter is counting the days here, if you can see this on the fridge. So how many days can be still? And which chart shall I check? Like chart A or B? Because I see one in 2008 and the other one in 2009. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So do you know about the visa bulletin, Mohammed?
Yeah. I'm talking about the visa bulletin, because there's like two charts, chart A and chart B. And I'm wondering, since I'm back home overseas, which chart shall I check? Like,
All right. So Mohammed's asking about the visa bulletin, and we're always glad to show people about the visa bulletin. But if we go down here, just so everyone knows, so Mohammed's in the F3 category, which is married sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. So as you can see, there's 23,000 of these visas available every year, plus whatever's left over from the other categories. So whenever you have a cap or a limit, you're going to have a backlog. So like Mohammed said, right now they're working on cases from, and we're going to go to chart B, because that's when you can apply. You can get your case moving. So the I-130 has already been approved by USCIS.
It has been approved in 2013, December 2013.
So so everyone needs to remember that you're dealing with two different agencies. The first agency that you're dealing with is USCIS. So Mohammed's already done through that part. That part got done in about 3 years, which is actually pretty good. Now it takes a lot longer. And he has a priority date of 2010. So right now, they're accepting new cases at the National Visa Center that have a priority date of June 22nd, 2009. See that there on the F3 category?
Yes.
So
yes, right.
That means that, and what month is your priority date?
June 2010. June, yes.
You're probably about a year away from being able to process. So you're probably about 2 years from coming to the United States.
About
2 years. 2 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Till you're here.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yep. They'll start processing your case about a year from now. Make sure that whoever whatever contact information they have for your dad is current, so that nothing gets lost. And, you know, I'd say this time next year, you want to be calling the National Visa Center to see if your case made it there yet.
Yeah, hopefully. Yes. Okay, it's good to know. I'm going to tell my daughter. She's
all right. Okay.
She's 8 years old. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Good luck.
Yeah.
All right. That was Mohammed from Sudan, wondering when his dad's visa is going to get here for him. Let's go to Fadi. Hi, Fadi. Yep.
Hey, Jim. How are you? Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. Thank you.
So I love your videos, first of all. Thank you for doing all these videos. I watch them religiously.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear it.
I recently became a U.S. citizen. My mom and my siblings are currently here in the U.S. under TPS, and I want to sponsor my mom for now. I know that the public charge rule is still in effect and the I-944 is still in effect. But if I do want to go ahead with it, when is that I-944 required? Is it required with the I-130, the petition for alien relative? Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably a better idea to just wait on and see what happens to that immigration bill Biden's team has.
Yeah, and they might just do away with the 944 even without legislation. They might do it just with the regulatory process. It's not like a lot of the Trump things, which were just him signing a bill. They went through notice and comment, so there's going to have to be some rulemaking to try to undo the I-944. But unless your mom is up against the deadline, or how old are your mom's kids?
Oh, my brother is in the late 30s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not under 18 or anything?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so you might as well wait a little bit as long as she has TPS. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. All right. I think I had another problem. Let me look here.
This is for Syria, Fadi?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So they currently have their TPS renewed. They're not under any deadline or anything like that. We can wait. I just wanted to know if it would make more sense for me to start the process for my mom if that immigration bill is going to take long to be approved and all the rules and.
Yeah, it might not ever be approved. So
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll hold off for now.
All right, Fadi. See you,
Thank you
buddy.
so much. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
take care. Congratulations on becoming a citizen.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You got it. All right, let's go to Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hi, good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
I have a question. So my mom is a green card holder. She's sponsoring my brother who is 30. He's in his 6th year. He's already at National Visa Center. And then she's also sponsoring my sister who is with USCIS right now. That's the one that we work with you to sue the USCIS.
Yeah.
So my mom has been here almost 7 years. So she's thinking of applying for a U.S. citizen, but I don't know if we should wait until the 2 cases complete.
Oh, yeah. No, there's no reason to wait.
Oh.
No, if mom gets her citizenship, she and the adult children of green card holders go faster than the adult children of citizens. You can ask to have her case be considered as if she had maintained her lawful permanent residence and hadn't become a citizen. So that isn't a reason to slow down mom's naturalization.
Okay. And then my next question is, so my mom doesn't work. So when we filled in all the paperwork, the sponsorship for my brother, I listed myself as her family member, and then my husband as my joint sponsor, and they don't like it. They want him to be a joint sponsor, and I am his family member instead of her.
Because he makes more money?
No, slightly, a little bit, 4,000 more. But I mean, is it because now I'm married, become his family? I was not sure what is going on.
How do you know that? Like, did they put that in a letter to you? I've never seen that.
They did. So we filled in all the paperwork in August. And then they accept everything, the civil document, everything. And they said, please put me as a family member of my husband, and my husband will be a joint sponsor. And then right now we are submitted since December 3rd, and we haven't heard anything back from him. From them for his case. And I'm just wondering if my sister case go through USCIS and go the same thing. Do we follow the same thing? Like my husband is a joint sponsor. I'm the family member of his.
Here's what I'll say about that, Sam, is one of the great things about owning your own immigration law firm is you don't have to do I-864s and you don't have to do I-944s. Other people do it for you. So I'm not the best person to ask these questions, but I've never heard anyone in our office talking about them saying, we want your husband instead of you. But if you want to send me that letter, I'd like to look at it, and then maybe I can give you a little bit of advice on what to do next time.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, thanks.
Yes, thank you. And I want to say that maybe some people didn't think that lawyer is required. I did my mom and my dad immigration paper 7 years ago. It was okay, but my brother and my sister is a heartache, and I feel like lawyer worth every penny.
Awesome. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you. Bye, Jim.
See you later. That was Sam. That was fun talking to old Sam. Let's go to Abdi. What do you say, Abdi?
Hi, Jim. I'm good, Jim. How you doing?
I'm great, my friend. How are you doing? Where are you? Looks like you're in a spaceship or a bus or something.
Truck driver, 18-wheeler. I'll bring you some stuff to you, to the Missouri or San Diego.
Thank you, Abdi.
I tried a couple of times to enjoy it, your live stream, but I can't. Thank you. First of all, I applied for asylum couple of years ago, 12 years ago. So USCIS, they sent my case to the court. I have removal procedure right now, and I have a court next year. So I'm married U.S. citizen. We submitted for I-130 2 years ago to the USCIS. So we done interview last month. So here, while you're procedure removal, you can adjust it with a green card at USCIS. I have to request it to the judge. Is that right?
So Abdi, this is my favorite kind of case. You have my favorite kind of case. A case where the person applied for asylum and then married a US citizen. Because the reason I like that is because everybody's confused and they don't know what to do. Because you have all these different parts of your immigration life. You have your asylum case that you filed with the asylum office. You have your deportation case, and then you have this I-130 that you filed with your spouse. Which field office interviewed you for your I-130?
Columbus, Ohio.
And you filed that case 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And you don't have a decision yet on the I-130?
I done interview last month, so we're waiting for right now the result.
And how did the interview go? Was it okay?
Yeah, it's going okay. Yeah, she's friendly officer, so she asked me for. She said, "Do you have the same papers for the court?" Right that time I don't have it. Then she say she gonna send us for the result. So almost 1 month we wait right now the result.
And when is your next court date for the immigration judge?
Next year, I think August next year.
August of 2022?
Right.
So hopefully the I-130 will get approved. Let's say the I-130 gets approved in about 2 months or so. So then we have that approval. Then what you do is you go to the immigration judge and you say, "Judge, I'm only here in deportation because my asylum case got denied. But did you, back when you first came, Abdi, did you come across the border or did you have a visa and overstay?"
No, I crossed the border, but I have I'm from Somalia, so I'm almost waiting 4 years for TPS. I've been in TPS also, and that's why if I get the TPS approved and then my I-130 and then approved either, maybe to adjust for. That's why I'm asking you. I forget it to maybe I'm having been in TPS 4 years, almost 4 years.
Okay. That doesn't help that much. Okay. So do you have a lawyer in the deportation case?
Yes, I have it.
So what they need to do is they need to notify them of the I-130 being approved, but then you're going to need a waiver because you entered without inspection. So you're going to need a waiver. So you're making good progress once the I-130 is approved, but then you have to file for a waiver.
What about if I get a TPS?
I don't think TPS is going to help you much.
All right. So if I've even like a Sixth Circuit for the TPS, is it not helping me?
What about the TPS?
I'm in Sixth Circuit. I'm in Ohio, so
Oh, yeah.
Sixth Circuit they allow to adjust.
Yeah, so that's true. So yeah, so you either way you're going to go to the judge and you're going to say, Judge, I have an I-130. I either let me adjust in court or let me adjust at USCIS. So that should work, but it's going to be pretty tricky.
Okay, so when I show the court judge, if he grant it, so shall I submit a USCIS or just see it's gonna be done if he grant on the court?
You got to see what the judge wants to do, because right now the judge has control over you.
Okay, all right, I get that. Thank you so much, Jim. Thank
All right,
you. I appreciate it for your.
Look, okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
All right, let's go to Nicholas. Hi, Nicholas.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
I'm great, bud.
Pretty good. So I have a question for you. Me and my cousin, we want to travel abroad. We both have green cards. I got my green card on H-1B, the long process. He got his green card on asylum. So we want to travel for less than 6 months. And we're a little bit confused as to whether he needs to get a refugee travel documents or if he needs to get a re-entry document.
I'm going to mute you. Okay, just because there's feedback. So your friend, not you or your cousin, he got asylum in the United States, and that's how he got his green card. Yep. Okay. So yeah, he needs to apply to USCIS for a refugee travel document because he doesn't have a passport. So he'll need his green card and the refugee travel document in order to leave the United States and come back.
So he doesn't need a re-entry. So that's totally different. I need a re-entry if I want to come back, right?
You only need a re-entry permit if you're going to be outside the United States for more than 6 months. If you're going to come back before 6 months, you don't need a re-entry permit. All you need is your green card and your passport.
Okay. Is there a difference in prices for his refugee? Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And thank you for everything you do. You're really quick on your videos. It's not like, it doesn't go lengthy. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Nicholas.
All right. Thank you.
All right. That was fun. Nicholas had a nice little question. How are we doing on time? All right. We're going to go to Zishan. Zishan's been waiting a long time.
Hi, Jim. I have a very precise question. I got NIW approval from my employer. My employer filed my NIW, so we got the approval. Now I want to do the adjustment of status and 485. So the attorney is filling the 485, which university hired, but they are not much into 944. So they said, we don't fill the 944, you have to do by yourself. So I did a lot of homework on 944. And the only question I have, which is bothering me, my wife had Medicaid in 2012 to 2013 with my first son, and 2015 to 2016 with my second daughter. That's all. And after that, she never had a Medicaid. We never had any other benefit. I never had any benefit. So when I was filling 944, they say, have you ever filed received these benefit? And then you go to instruction. They say, if you file these 3 documents, if you have these 3 benefit before February 2020, you don't need to receive it. Like Medicaid is one of them. You don't have to report if you received it before February 24, 2020. Mm-hmm. But my wife got in pregnancy, so pregnancy is also exclusion. Even if my question is the word ever, they said ever, but in the instruction they put that you don't need to list the receipt of Medicaid and other fee which are not present in 1999 public chart. So if you did not have those before February 2020, you don't need to report it. My question is, the word ever is confusing me.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you, I don't do these very often, so I don't know the answer. it sounds to me like you don't need to list it, but I don't know that for sure. Just because I don't do I-944s. If you shoot me an email, I can ask someone here in the office and I can get back to you. I don't want to give you bad advice.
I sent the message to your in the Facebook, so explain, and she recommended me, Ellen, I think she recommended me talk to you on live stream.
Yeah, that's fine. But send us an email, and then I'll ask the people here who do 944s, because I don't do them, so I don't know the answer.
Okay, so very short question, one more. What is your expression on Chicago field office? Impression?
Oh, I like Chicago. Yep, they're solid. It's a well-run office. I feel like they treat people fairly. I've had hard cases there that have gotten approved that would have gotten screwed around with at other field offices. So I like the Chicago field office is high on my list.
I see. So there is any correlation? This is a very subjective question. Last question. Is there any relationship? For example, I filed a EB2 NIW. Is there, and I am a PhD holder and doing a research and advanced research, everything. Is it going to contribute to my 485 adjustment if I don't have anything bad on me, other than I have few traffic tickets, speeding ticket, just speeding ticket, nothing than that?
You mean, does the fact that your basis of your green card is NIW as opposed to, say, marriage or asylum, you're asking if that helps you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. I'll have to do a video on this. Let me write this down. That's a good question. Yeah, I think it probably helps a little bit. Yeah. I would say that, sadly, I think it's that they discriminate against people who got asylum more than that they think highly of you. Does that make sense? I think that, I don't think
they doubt also.
I don't think they're going to jump up and down and go, woohoo, I got Zishan today, and he's applying for his green card because on national interest waiver, but it certainly doesn't hurt.
Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes we have to prove, the person who is doing a marriage base, he has to prove that his marriage is real or asylum is not fake.
Yeah.
In my case, my employer already got the approval from NIW, from I-140. So 485 will be maybe same for everyone, but I don't have to prove. I also have to prove that this is my wife. Our marriage is real. Okay.
Yeah, you do.
With the same documents you already mentioned.
Another good question.
Regardless it's a marriage base or not, whenever you file your dependent wife, for example, you have to prove this marriage is real.
And Zishan, don't forget that up until about 1.5 years ago, they did not have interviews for most employment-based cases, green card cases, and they didn't have interviews on most asylum-based cases. So the fact of the matter is those guys are very comfortable doing marriage cases. They're not so comfortable doing employment-based stuff. Like some of them, frankly, don't know how to do it. So sometimes they slip back into the marriage stuff because that makes them feel more comfortable.
Okay, I see. All right. So thank you very much. I will shoot you an email. Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye.
All right, everybody. That was Zishan. We got time for one more, and we're going to go to Samuel. Hi, Samuel. You're muted, my friend.
Yeah, you can hear me now?
I gotcha.
Okay, I think I had 3 strikes and may not be out.
This sounds
First strike is I got a green card on NIW EB2, lost my job and went basically public charge, kind of no job. And then now then I got a job, and then COVID-19, I'm out of job for 1 year. I'm applying for my citizenship. That's one thing. So I didn't applying citizenship without a job, due to COVID.
You can do it. You don't have to have a job to become a citizen.
Yeah, but how does it feel that immediately after getting green card, I sort of got kicked out of the job?
Was it real?
Yeah, everything is real. Yeah, national interest waiver. Yeah. Only thing is, yeah.
I wouldn't sweat it.
Yeah, everything is genuine. And now I don't have any job because COVID-19.
Did you pay your taxes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. I mean, I say this all the time. You can be a millionaire or a homeless person and still get your citizenship or anything in between. So I wouldn't sweat that too much.
And about good moral character, my wife, ex-wife, she divorced me in 2009. And at that time, she was getting her green card, and I was still on the H-1B kind of a thing. She didn't do the green card for me, so I didn't know at that time, but she divorced me, so I was sad. And then the divorce was that because she is a physician earning a lot of money, I didn't have to pay the child support. The decree said that, child support is reserved. Yeah. Now, I hear that I look at all these things, even if the court doesn't order child support, you still have to support your children. So the way I supported children is I didn't give them money, but they were with me for the summer, during the summer vacations, and I took care of them and other things. So there is no record of me paying a child support. The child support was reserved by the court because, the wife could take care of the expenses.
Okay, so the question on the N400 is, have you ever failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony? So it seems to me that if no court ever ordered you to pay child support, and if you took care of them in the summers, and if you contributed money to their welfare, I think you're fine.
Yes, but my wife, she's not cooperating, anything, she doesn't even talk to me. But I don't have, for the flight tickets that the children were coming with me, she wouldn't give the flights because she was obligated to send the children to me. Yeah. And she wouldn't. So I got all this bad background now applying for the citizenship,
Well, so this is a great example, and this is what we're going to end the show on. I'm glad you brought it up. So the question asks, have you ever failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony? Based on the information that you gave me, the answer that I would give to that question if I was Samuel is no. And then I'd be quiet. I'd be ready for the next question. But if you go, oh, I got divorced and my wife made more money than I did, so there was no judgment by the court, and she had to fly the kids to see me, and I took care of them in the summers when I was, I spent all the money on them then, and we don't have any formal order. No, you're not going to say any of that stuff. You're just going to say no.
Oh, okay. So don't take all this paperwork and all these photographs to that thing.
If you have proof that you supported them either emotionally or financially, bring it. But don't bring it up. Don't pull it out in the beginning of the interview. Only
don't get emotional.
Only if they ask for it. Definitely don't get emotional. This is just business.
Okay, because one more thing she did is, I think 2 years back, she refused to send a child to me. So then, okay, you don't have a job, I'm not sending you. I just didn't want to. Then she violated that parenting time. Yeah. Then I went to the court, and it became a big, very messy issue. Then it had to go through the thing, and finally the judge had to order. And then what the judge said, I fought it, and and the judge said, if I don't give my contact number to my ex-wife, she doesn't have to. But I wanted to keep the child. I wanted to have my child with me, so immediately I gave the number, and I had the child. So it's all messy. Don't bring all this unless they ask.
Only if they ask.
Oh, okay. So how much should I? Because I have some, flight tickets, some of the things like photographs. I took them to Disney and other things. Some of the summer camps like Kuman. I have a thing, and we stayed with the motels. So I don't have a record for last 5 years, maybe patchy here, this, here, that, So I have some evidence, but I don't have the total evidence of all the time they're staying with me. I heard that if the wife gives a notarized statement that, he has taken care of the kids, that would be helpful, but I don't know whether she would give or not.
Yeah, so if I would try to get it, but if she won't, then you're not going to have it.
Yep. So just to be, in case, take all this evidence of child, this thing.
Have it organized and copied, so you just hand it to them. You don't want to be digging in your bag for stuff.
Oh, okay. So do you think it's a big issue, or because,
Doesn't sound like it to me.
Oh, okay. So I don't have to lose my sleep.
Samuel. I gotta go, buddy.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. We'll see you later.
See you. Yeah. Good advice. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, my friend.
Bye.
All right, everybody. So that'll do it for today's show. We'll see you back here on Thursday. Now, next week on Tuesday, we're going to be at 2 p.m. But we'll be back at a regular time this Thursday at noon. We'll see you later.